Hello, it's Mary Amber again. Today's video is a bit different. It's kind of in the same vein, it's a youth rights video. So, but this one is kind of a starting of a series of videos, like most of mine. This one's kind of, yeah, I've been doing some thinking lately, and I've been doing some thinking about it a lot, actually, of course. However, okay. Hey, just try to start from somewhere on this. One of my friends on YouTube, Youth Freedom Fighters, you can find his videos on YouTube. He has a lot of videos pertaining to youth rights, and his stance is that teenagers in youth that are able to do so need to kind of fight for their rights. And he uses examples of slavery and how the slaves came from a very bad place and rose up and did as much as they could. I mean, they had help, but they did as much as they could, and really, fought to drive that home, as with women in the vote, and so on throughout history. Unfortunately, something that should be free and come with the human experience, people have had to fight for, because some people would just always want to abuse their power. But anyways, that's just history. But it's all around us, and it's today, and okay, so I've been doing some thinking. And I understand that a lot of teenagers grow up in very sheltered, but also very limited, very restrictive. Restrictive is the word I'm looking for. Environments. Dumbs them down a lot. Keeps them from really doing anything. Not all teenagers, but a lot, and probably the majority still. Is sort of the kind of lifestyle I was brought up in. And so as a child, I was, of course, beaten down, because that's how they started. And then perpetually, you just sort of give in to this whole state of being, which is very passive. And eventually you see that you're getting taken advantage of very, very much. Very, very much. So, I was thinking, because, his stance is always like, well, teenagers need to stand up and take what's theirs. And my stance on that was always reactionary, and always coming from my experience that not all teenagers are able to do this, and that's true. Some teenagers will never see this because they can't get on the internet. So they'll never see this video or documentation or see all the support that's out there for them. So that's hard. However, a lot of teenagers are able to get on the internet and are able to see this and have a little bit more freedom and have a little bit more, I mean, as much as you can in the system that's designed to keep you in line. So what you need to do is you need to kind of pass this information on to people who are open to it. Some teens that are repressed are open to it, some aren't. You can usually tell who are and who aren't just based on discussion, speaking to the individual. You can kind of get a feel. So what your job would be as more of an independent youth would be to help these others out in ways of spreading the knowledge, of getting the message out of, here, this is what we're doing. This is what's out there. Just maybe as a beacon of hope for some people, because some people won't be able to act on it. But those who can act on it, now that I think about it, you really do need to put your foot down. I would watch a lot of his videos, his Youth Freedom Fighters, on YouTube. And really, for those of you who can, take his advice and actually put it into action. I would do so. I would actually really regret not taking as much control as I could have. I would have had to put my foot down a lot harder, and probably would have got a lot of backlash from it, a lot more abuse and whatnot. But I wish I had made it known. I wish I had been more forward. I wish I had been more firm. I wish I'd have stood up for myself, and I wish I'd let other people know what was going on. That would have changed almost everything. All the aspect of my whole youth would have been changed by those actions. And while it's hard, and it's not, it's not easy for everyone to do that, some of you can, especially those of you with more freedom. Now, there is an organization called National Youth Rights Association. Look that up online. I'll try to give you the address to that. Look it up online. There's a membership fee. Even if you're not a member, if you can't pay, don't have means of money or whatnot, you still get involved. You still pass out flyers. You still get the word out. Flood your school with flyers or the surrounding area. Tell other people about it. Their objectives are, 1, to lower the drinking age to 18, which makes sense, because at 18 you're old enough to die, so you should be old enough to drink. The whole health issue that a lot of people spout when they try to condemn younger drinking is mainly, it's not about your health, because they don't care about your health. Because if you can die, and you can get your arm blown off, and your leg blown off, I don't think a little drink's going to hurt you. I really don't. So the health issue, non-issue. 16, the age to vote. Yes. You know how much that would do for youth rights. And yeah, it might take a little while for that to happen. But don't forget that at one time, the voting age was higher than 18. So it was lowered at one point. So don't lose hope. There's a lot of momentum. I think for the 16 to vote, I think they should kind of look at the women's suffrage movement and kind of take some of their tactics from that. Yeah, I know you're more restricted, but I think, well, they were too. Of course, I don't think they're going to probably I don't think they'll throw you in prison and beat you like they did the women. So I think it's a time where it's a little more easier for you to maybe drop your ballot in the box and be like, screw you. Something that just needs to be done. And the thing is, there's not enough numbers. The organization needs a lot more members. And so to spread the word. And again, like I said, watch the videos. Watch NYRA videos, National Youth Rights Association. Also, you watch Youth Freedom Fighters videos on YouTube. And kind of take what you can from them. Especially some of you teens in the southern states. Going to really learn a lot from his videos, especially on some of the school stuff. So you really need to watch that. You really need to think. And like I said, I regretted not taking as much of a stance that I could have when I was younger. And like I said, I would have changed things, and it would have maybe made things a little harder on me, but I think in the long run it would have been better. Again, like I said, I'll have more videos on this. This is just a kind of introduction, because I want to go more in depth about like the whole issues they bring up with the voting and the curfew. And curfew's another one. And drinking and things that some of y'all do anyway. So that's something I'm going to bring up in later videos. So mainly check out those sites that I mentioned, and just again, and spread the word. Okay.